Welcome back to License-a-thon 2025, right here on the License-a-thon Twitch channel and for your viewing pleasure. Folks, we've got a interesting one coming for you. My name is Tempest Mask 1000, and I'm happy to introduce you to our next runner, Moogle, who will be bringing us a very interesting title based on a very interesting Batman film. This is going to be Batman and Robin for the PlayStation. And, yeah, any percent set seed? Moogle, take us away.
Uh, this is Batman and Robin. So I'll preface this a little bit that we're gonna be loading the game. It's not. It's just loading off. Set C's just gonna be loading like right at the start of the game. You save and then like the run's consistent throughout the game. So it's just that's what Set Seed is. I'm gonna start. I'll count down. I'll give you like a little quick countdown. Sorry. 3, 2, 1, go. So we're missing a little cutscene about a little bit of lore. Essentially, Mr. Freeze is trying to get diamonds. It's loosely based off the movie. I, I'm not really sure how to. There's a couple areas that are very similar, and there's definitely areas that are not similar. Uh, this game kind of works out like a randomizer, but like I said, it's set seed makes everything more consistent.
And I
So
will say too that with this movie, with this what the game is based off of, the fact that we get to talk about Mr. Freeze is always a good thing for me because I just love love the hammy lines that Arnold Schwarzenegger has said, and I hope that there are some voice clips of him saying, "What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age."
unfortunately, there isn't.
No.
I was watching the movie last night just for a reference. When I'm like, oh wait, where are we? And like none of this stuff like was lining up for the run, which I was kind of bummed out about. There is a voice line, but that's towards the end of the game. So the first area,
Gotcha.
sorry, the first area I'm driving to, you get some clues at the start of the run, and you're supposed to go in the back computer and figure out where you're supposed to go. But all the signs point to the museum, which is in the movie, but it's not the same. Like it's not covered in ice yet, so it's just the regular museum. So we're driving over there to go grab uh, the whole goal of going to these places is essentially picking up diamonds before Mr. Freeze can get them, and if he gets them, this he gets way stronger than not having them. And you'll see that you do fight him. This works like a, I don't want to say like Majora's Mask, but the statue winks right here, which is really silly. It works like a 3-day system. We're only doing the first night because there's access to a dev menu, so you just kind of skip a lot of stuff. So there's a force field on that diamond, so we have to deactivate it, which is not very. They did hockey or something like Mr. Freeze, like in the movie, anyways. There was like a hockey portion of it. Um, Sorry for the rating. That's like half the game. But this switch opens up another area. This game's essentially like a detective game, and that's definitely not good. Um, Definitely not supposed to fall down there yet, but it's not that big of a deal. There's a whole bunch of enemies that you could fight, but sometimes they don't like run at you. I guess I'm not really sure how you want to. Or yeah, so I'm not sure how anyone is supposed to figure out what to do in this game without like a strategy guide. But even then, like the strategy guide is not very helpful. There's definitely a lot of like button combinations that just like don't make sense. like there's a healing feature, but they never really tell you about that. So, but if you mash circle a bunch of times, you just kind of heal. If you see like those 3 little dots underneath my health bar, that's how many times I can heal in the game. So Mr. Freeze ran away after we took the diamond from him, and eventually we'll put him in the cooler, but not right now. I think, I definitely want to say there's at least another voice line of him. After all, sorry.
At this rate, it's not like the worst thing in the world. It's just one of those things where, if you ask me, it would have been nice.
Oh, definitely. I did figure, he does say thanks for playing when you time advance through that portion of the game, which is kind of like, there's a lot of fun sound bites, but you don't hear them very often in this game. So the first heist is always the same, which it's the museum. So there's 5 heists at the start of the, like, I don't want to say that. There's 6 heists. 2 of them are the same, 4 of them are random. But since it's set seed, I know exactly where I'm going, so I'm just driving to those locations now. I kind of routed the save file as if, like, it's like not the best luck, but pretty dang close to it. I was trying to explain that there's a time system. So I will be like going in the pause menu and just advancing time, just so I don't have to do it when I get inside the building. Does it matter if I do it now or when I'm inside the room? I have no idea. It feels like it's faster because it's like all the cutscenes like kind of layer on top of each other. But like each area has its own different like theme, I guess. So here I'm just gonna be pressing a button. Well, I'm going to. So there's a couple things I'm trying to do. First, I'm trying not to die. Clues don't really matter for this. So in order for like the casual gameplay experience, you're supposed to be picking up clues and going back to the Batcave and trying to like figure out who done it and where Mr. Freeze is going to. But this area is pretty tame. It's just Golden Wonder, and all we're gonna do is just press that button from earlier, and then we're gonna be pressing these buttons. It's kind of like just like a silly color lock where you just match all the colors. So it's nothing crazy, but it's just something. This game does have tank controls. Unfortunately, there's also 3 different characters. Well, not 3 different characters. There's 2 other characters besides Batman. There's Robin and Batgirl, even though in movie lore it doesn't make sense that Batgirl's in the game. Those things are like little health pickups, but they're really nice to have. Oh shoot. I accidentally went over green. Oh, I just went over green again. Whoops. Oh, there we go. So this is a double color lock where it's gonna say, oh, it was just a fake. So we have to go to green and then go to blue, but I have to wait until it gives me like the prompt for it. I was mentioning this earlier, where even even though the movie came out in '97, the game came out a year later, which is really funny because the the game and the movie are both pretty bad.
Yeah, I won't lie. The first time I heard about this game was from a YouTube review or YouTube video that talked about it, and it was one of those channels that does a series of
Mhm.
videos on how bad games can be. So that was pretty telling.
Like I always read like top 10 worst Batman video games, and this like Batman Dark Tomorrow is always like on the top, but I don't think people give this game enough hate, unfortunately. Like I don't even think people know about this game. Is like, I mean, they know about it, but they don't know about it as much as like Dark Tomorrow, because they're like, oh yeah, Dark Tomorrow Xbox, and then in reality it's just like, but there's this game here. I will give it the benefit of the doubt though, because it is an open world 3D game, which on the PS1 is very ambitious. So we're just driving to the next area. Unfortunately, that's pretty much all, half this game is just driving. And if you there's a map on the game obviously, but you can actually like use the GPS, but that's also in the Batcave. So unfortunately, you don't never actually use it like inside of a run. Casually, you can use it, but it's just once you know where you're going, it doesn't really matter. I should have paid attention to Batman's neck in the movie, because I'm pretty sure he was definitely looking up and side to side and stuff like that. So this area, I'm not advancing time right away because I'm doing an awful job at explaining it. But I picked up some of those jet boots, uh, kind of like those things from the Super Mario Brother movie where they like fly like vertically, and those are used over here. But we're just deactivating systems right now, so we can get to there's 2 gems in this area. In total, I think we pick up 6, like throughout the like run. But the more gems we pick up, the less health Mr. Freeze has at the end of the fight. So, or end of the first night. I'm trying my best to avoid these little laser beams because the hitbox on them is kind of wonky. All right, so since I got as far as I can go at this point, I'm just gonna advance time. This is the the bat suit with the nipples in it, unfortunately.
Oh, the infamous bat nipples.
I haven't seen the bat card in this game though, so I think this game almost dodged a bullet.
Right. I'd believe it.
So that's our first time saving and quitting in the game. But essentially, if you not save and quit, you don't save, you just quit to the Batcave. But every time you do that, leave. You leave and you waste 5 in-game minutes, which is kind of useful. So in this area, I'm gonna advance time, and then I'm gonna leave the Batcave 3 times. So that essentially skips the next area. But since there's only one small gem in it, to where it doesn't really affect Mr. Freeze's health at all towards the end. So it just happened. This the area we're skipping is Crown Jewels, and it's like a 10-minute drive. So thankfully, it's just one of those things where you can skip it and not have to think about it too much. I was definitely not paying attention. I think, well, luckily enough, I can just advance. If I get advance time, I can go to the next area. So I just wasn't doing a very good job. I think I got to do it one more time. Oh no, I'm good. What am I talking about?
No worries. Well, in the meantime, I could do you something and remind our audience what we are raising money for.
Oh yeah, you have plenty of time to do that if you want.
Sure. Well, first and foremost, we here at License-a-thon would once again like to thank you all for supporting the event and the Transgender Law Center, and your donations are helping fight for the rights of all trans and LGBTQIA+ people. If you or anyone you know is in need of legal resources, feel free to visit their website, that being www.transgenderlawcenter.org/resources for more info. And of course, not only does the TLC support the queer community through pro bono volunteer work and legal resources, but they also work in court protecting the rights and lives of LGBTQIA plus Americans. And right now, they are arguing cases in the areas of healthcare, immigrations, prisons, and the policing of queer people. So thank you very much for helping us raise money and helping them fight for their rights. And all things considered, if you would like to donate right now for that very cause, you can go and type in !donate in the chat, and it'll take you to our Tiltify page, where you not only can put in however much you feel you can afford, but also contribute it to our bid wars. Let me actually quickly check to see if we still have one open. I do believe we have Hello Kitty with the character selection for Linkmeister's run, assuming that has not already come to pass, which I could very well be wrong here. So just give me a second here on that one. And we have currently, yep, we still seem to have that open. So it is currently between Hello Kitty herself and Bad Maru. Currently, Batsmaru is in the lead by $2. It is 23 to 25, but that does mean that we can easily change the lead at a moment's notice. So if you have a preference for one over the other, feel free to chip right in and get that easy snipe. Of course, we also do have our Spider-Man 2000 run, and that's for the platform choice that our runner Spyron will be using. So we have the PlayStation currently sitting at $25, Nintendo 64 sitting at $45, and Dreamcast in the lead at $60. So that is going to likely be a Dreamcast run unless we have some people that prefer what maybe the Nintendo way of things or the Sony way of things. But if otherwise you are a Sega fan yourself and you want to potentially add to the Dreamcast's lead, that's perfectly viable too. Do whatever you feel is right. Of course, whatever you wish to do, we're here for you to do so and all that good jazz. So if you also happen to want to contribute to the bid war and you might have forgotten to do so when selecting to us, let us know and we'll see what we can do for you. In the meantime, back to you, Moogle.
Oh, so I just did the last heist that's like random, but so we're going to a movie accurate area of the botanical gardens. So nothing crazy going on. In the movie, there Bane and Poison Ivy are there, but it's just Mr. Freeze and his goons. That's pretty much it while I drive there. Unfortunately, like I said, this game has a lot of driving in it, and it's just very unfortunate. As I was driving to I believe that was Roller Reigns, the last heist. I'm awful with names, but one of those guys spun me out. So I was just, you could just make them explode if you shoot at them enough. So I was trying to avoid getting spun out again, unfortunately. Also, like, the more enemies on screen, the more the game lags. And I am playing on a slim PS2, but it still doesn't matter that much.
Still good to know if you ask me, considering that whether whether console model matters or not, it's still information. Knowledge is good in my opinion.
Oh, definitely. There's so many loading screens in this game to where I feel like I almost had to justify getting a slim PS2 for this game. But we're finally nearing up to the Botanical Gardens. Just a couple more twists and turns, and maybe a bump into a corner, but the hitboxes on some of these buildings are kind of wild. Alright, so Botanical Gardens. So the goal is to get the diamond from Frosty, but you also have to beat up enough enemies for him to show up. So it's just one of those, like, it's one of those things where it's time management and enemy management, I guess. I'm gonna try my best to run through. So on the right side of the building, if it's a little bit more quicker because there's more enemy spawns, but on the left side it seems a little bit safer than that. I didn't do much of any combat in this game until now, but the enemies have a block button, but Batman doesn't for some reason. Why? I have no idea. It's just kind of one of those games where I definitely feel like they threw a lot at the wall and hoped for a lot of it to stick. So these blue little lights do, I don't know if it's exactly a quarter of damage or a quarter of your health bar, but it's definitely seems like it. So you just don't really want to walk in them. And so there's like different colored bat symbols you can pick up, and my on the left side of the screen there's like a agility bonus or whatever it was. The one you want's red. That's the armor, or not the armor upgrade, the power upgrade, so you do more damage. What else is there? I will be using gadgets in a second, but I'm waiting for Frosty to show up. There's like a bomb battering and just regular batterings, and it's like a smoke screen or something like that. I think they call it tear gas in the game, but I'll be using it for Frosty because you can kind of stun lock him. Okay, and he's actually cooperating, which is kind of wild. I've had so much practice lately that where are you going, buddy? Okay, I think so. Whoever's closest to you is just who you aggro to. Okay, so he's gone. That's like half my problem right there. So now we just wait until we can fight Mr. Freeze, and we're gonna go to... So he's gonna show up, and we're gonna have to chase him. And in the movie, you kind of go to like some sweet iced overhand, and that's where we're gonna be going for the next like area. I was saying that there's different characters you can pick out of, but unfortunately Batman's the best because he does the most damage and he has the most health. I will be switching over to Batgirl in a second, though, or not in a second, but like after the first night, because I'll be catching Mr. Freeze and he'll be going to Arkham. Oh, this should be like the last guy or two. Okay, so Mr. Freeze is back, and he says we're not gonna send him to the cooler, but I think I'm gonna at least try to. I didn't notice if like enemies can drop those boxes of Wayne Tech, and sometimes they drop like missiles, and for the Mr. Freeze fight, that's what you need. What I've been getting more and more comfortable with lately is that I've been shooting him with a couple of missiles, and then I would run up and beat him up. So I'm gonna hopefully try that. There's a slight chance where he can just kill me, and because he does way too much damage. But you can also stun him with the like smoke screen. In theory, you can just skip all the heists completely by entering and exiting the Batcave, but he has 2 full health bars, and his AI is like insane. Unfortunately, he gets like rockets. I think I definitely have enough rockets, or I don't have enough rockets. Alright, so I have to fight him a little bit. Unfortunately, it's a very slippery platform, so you can just kind of fall off pretty easily when going over there. But luckily enough, your heavy kick, there's more than just kick, but the kick does the most damage, so it's just the most convenient way of fighting him. So I'll give you this PS1 era cutscene of movie accurate lore where Mr. Freeze goes to Arkham, and now we're gonna be fighting Poison Ivy and Bane, but we won't see either of them, so it's fine. Alright, so it's just giving us text saying that we have to go after Poison Ivy, but that doesn't really matter anymore. I just picked up Batgirl, and we're just gonna be going to we're gonna be going to 2 locations. One's just some area that was gated off prior to night 1, and then the other area is like an office tour. I'm not sure what it is. I'll just say it's like the developer office because that's what it looks like, but I'll just say it's weird. You gotta like feed them donuts or something, and access to like the dev room shows up. It's kind of wild. Unfortunately, I don't really have anything. This bit's just driving for like a handful of minutes. I'm not.
No worries. Yeah. Honestly, just a little bit of a question for me then. How did you? I mean, I'm not sure if you might have already alluded to this. How did you discover the game, and what made you want to pick up the speed run?
So it all turned into a joke of playing this game casually, and um, me and like a couple of friends were like, "This game's impossible to play." Like, well, it's impossible to play, and it's also impossible to beat. And I always like, I don't, I don't, I don't know how to phrase this, but I like playing the worst games that I can find. So this is one of them. Batman Dark Tomorrow is one of them. Or not the worst one, but like licensed or movie video games is usually what I strive for. The Ratchet and Clank PS4 game is a movie game, so I considered that one.
Interesting.
But this game, everyone keeps asking about it, so I'm like, you know what? I put it down. I tried to route it. Very difficult game, and then someone found a video on like the dev room, which was like, oh, okay, well, this is just any percent. Then I'll learn any percent. But then Set Seed kind of evolved into any percent being too unreliable, and you just want to get runs out, so it's hard to practice if the areas are different every time. So it just was like, what if you save the game and just keep going through that save, will it be the same game every time? And it turns out that that's exactly what it is. Eventually one day I'd like to do like the entire game without dev menu access, but this game's very difficult. I'm not like, with what the game gives you, it's like the combat's awful and the driving's not very fun. I shouldn't say not very fun, but it's an abundance of the game. Like, you're doing a lot of it, so it definitely is a little tiring after a while.
All right. Well, honestly, still good to know. Really appreciate that, and I will actually say I will unfortunately have to dip for now, but worry not, because we will be immediately switching it on over to our man Derek yet again. So Derek, the floor is yours, and good luck with the rest of your run, man.
Oh, thank you. There's not much left, honestly, at this point.
Okay. Hello.
Hey.
Nice to talk to you. When you're talking about the speedrun, it almost makes me think of like, casually this game is incomprehensible.
It's too much.
It is the speed run that makes it enjoyable.
Yeah, I guess you could put it that way, yeah. It gives you a little taste of the game, not just the full thing.
That's fair. I think that's a really... there are some games that are just that way, where it's like, the speed run is just long enough that you get a taste of it, and you go, you know what? I'm good. I don't think I want to do any more of this. But what I did was really fun. So like, I get that.
Yeah, that's pretty much just how this game works. I don't. So I just picked up the room to like the dev office, so I will just be driving over there. There's not too much left to the run at this point. It's just doing a couple, a little bit more driving, and then we get to feed donuts to the developers.
Nice. I do have a question. Maybe you covered it earlier and I completely missed it. But on the map, what are the green squares?
I don't have an answer for that.
Okay.
I think one of them's the ice rink, but the other ones I have no idea.
Okay. Hey, fair enough.
There's a strategy.
Honestly,
oh, sorry. There's a strategy guide to this game, but it's like, it's almost written as if it's an essay, so it's like it's difficult to understand.
You need a strategy guide for the strategy guide. Got it.
Yeah. It was almost easier watching a YouTube video on somebody doing it. So
No, that's fair.
So a lot of this world is like indestructible, which is kind of like I said, ambitious. So like a lot of rooms are just open. So I'm gonna heal up. So every time you kill a civilian or accidentally hit them or whatever, you lose health. But I'm gonna feed them donuts, and they like. I think these are devs. I'm not sure. Am I not pressing the button right? Oh, that's not good. Well, luckily there's. So all the developers are supposed to explode, but okay, let's try that again. Oh, I'm confused. Uh-oh. Let me try that one more time, and I'm not gonna zoom in on them. Okay, there we go. So if you use the donut as an item, they all just kind of burst. Oh, I do not want to do that. that would have been bad. So I just picked up a key. We're gonna go over to Wayne Manor, and Wayne Manor is gonna look a little. It's gonna look just like the Batcave, but not really. It's just gonna give you access to the like developer intended, not developer intended, like developer stuff. There's like a couple mini games over there, but the main one we're gonna be using is just it's just like a teleport menu essentially. You can get like full access of the. I actually picked up a Athena pizza too. So if you have a Athena pizza in your inventory, you turn your bike into a pizza bike, which is kind of fun.
Did this game come out? And maybe I go look up the date, publication date. This almost feels like someone went, man, we should make a Gotham game, but it's GTA, but Batman.
This game came out a year after the movie did.
Oh, okay, I'm because I'm looking at it going, there's so many things that you'd see in later iterations of GTA, like a map, little Easter eggs like that, and I'm like, this looks like something you would see in early Grand Theft Autos.
I don't want to. Oh my god, the time's gonna stop now. I'm sorry.
Time stop. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. So in the dev menu, you can just kind of end the day, and there's only 3 days in the game, so you just kind of end each day, and this is the end like credit scene where you tell Mr. Freeze his wife isn't dead, and that's the like in the movie Alfred's getting sick or he has like some sort of disease. I think it's called MacGruber disease or something like that, and Mr. Freeze has the cure for it. So that's what he was showing, like when his little arm panel flapped off.
That's kind of cool.
Like this, I don't know how similar the game is to the movie, but it's there's like different aspects of it to where they're like, okay, well, how can we make this any different?
Yeah, I'm here for it. 3651 for time, not bad though.
Not at all. So my PB is a 34:53. I definitely shaved off some time, like when I was practicing for the marathon. So I'm definitely happy it was sub 40.
There you go. So go ahead.
Mm-hmm. No, I was gonna say thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, always. So where can people find more from you?
So I don't stream very often, and if I do, it's always for like a reason. So it would like I was streaming for this game, so twitch.tv/moogle, and that's everything else is, if I'm active on it, it's going to be linked in my description over there.
Okay. I'd like to also throw out, insanely jealous that you managed to get the name Moogle. Not Moogle and a string of numbers, just Moogle. I'm a little jealous of that. I'm not going to lie.
one story about that one. When Twitch
I
used to be,
I have to ask you on Discord.
mhm.
So appreciate the run. Thank you so much for showing us this incomprehensible but really good Batman game. So everybody hang tight as we are getting ready to go into the Abyss incident at Europa with VJ Smith. I will throw out just right now, and I'm going to throw this out multiple times. There is a flashing sensitivity warning to the game. So if you are sensitive, keep that in mind. Stick around and we'll be right back.